If there's a normal way that we've been going about, fighting diabetes with people in our lives. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. On this episode, we're going to be talking about a really cool TEDx talk. I love this video for a couple of reasons. One, it questions the norm, okay? If there's a normal way that we've been going about, fighting diabetes with people in our lives, the guidance that they get, it's good to question that guidance every so often and see, is this applicable to me? Because you might think maybe one size doesn't fit all. So again, I'm not a doctor, and you should always consult with your primary healthcare physician before getting on a program. This here is just a really cool video that I want to share. I have no opinions about your health or what you should do with it, but I just want to share this video just to help open up the conversation to talk about some of the ways that we can approach wellness. This video is about reversing type 2 diabetes, starting with ignoring the guidelines. So the representing speaker on this particular TEDx talk here is Dr. Sarah Hallberg. She's a medical director of the medically supervised weight loss program at IU Health Arnett. That was a mouthful. So anyway, I'm going to put a link to this video in the description here so you can check it out for yourself. But what she found is that there's this cyclical representation of how we consume, those who have diabetes, type 2 diabetes, will consume carbs, which then causes their blood sugar to rise, and then they'll take medicine to lower their blood sugar, sometimes too low, so then they'll have to eat carbs for it to go back up, and then they'll take medicine to lower it again. So it's got this cyclical pattern to it. She talks about a study here where they were able to look at the difference between a control group who was following the ADA guidelines and then another group who was actually cutting carbs out, I think completely, and was able to realize that if you can slowly wean off of carbs as you wean off of your medicine or however they approach that, then it turns out you might not need as much medicine. So the ultimate result was that patients who didn't eat carbs at all needed a lot less insulin than those who actually kept eating the carbs but needed the medicine to actually reduce the insulin in their blood. So a little bit more information about this particular video. So Dr. Hallberg is a board-certified doctor in both obesity medicine and internal medicine. She has a master's degree in exercise physiology, and she recently created what is the only the second non-surgical weight loss rotation in the country for medical students. So it also says that her program has consistently exceeded national benchmarks for weight loss, and she has been highly successful in reversing diabetes and other metabolic disorders. So Dr. Hallberg is also the co-author of a blog about health and wellness. So you should definitely check that out. But again, this channel is to help present ideas, get a conversation started about different kinds of health approaches to health that are out there. So check this video out. The other thing that I'd like to pitch to you is when you're thinking about your wellness, it's so hard for us to quantitatively summarize how much sugar or how many carbohydrates we're eating a day. And anytime you've maybe talking with a fitness coach, having a balanced macros is an excellent approach. There's no essential carbohydrates that you actually need to consume. So my approach has been in my own wellness, I can just share that story, is if you put all the food on a plate is 60% protein, 30% fat, and then 10% carbs. A lot of meals that I have are just like, meat and veggies or something like that. Or if you're going to go vegan, go crazy with the quinoa, right? You can, do tofu and soybean stuff if you want as well. But take, every so often get a nice plant-based meal that's all, nutrients and protein. Throw in an avocado and something, to spice it up, right? So guacamole should probably be in every meal. I understand why they charge extra for it. That's just life. Just think about your plates as you're putting them together, and think about, where's my big source of protein? How much of my calories here are coming from carbs? How much weight, how many grams, how many pounds, how many ounces of my plate our carbs versus protein versus fat and things like that. So just think of it in those terms when you're kind of approaching your wellness plan and your meals and things like that. And when I learned that there were no essential carbohydrates, it really made me think, especially processed food and things like that, you shouldn't eat that junk anyway. The fact that you don't even need carbs, so if we just need some protein and some fat, where do carbohydrates fit in? I mean, they taste amazing, but at what cost? That kind of leads into my next video here. On this channel, like I said, we're talking about lifestyle design and how we can change every facet of our current lifestyle and just rethink the entire life that we've created, right? So everything from taking our family and our exercise routine and our health and wrapping it around some job and wiping the slate clean and going, what do I need nutrition-wise, exercise? What does my family need? What do I need personally? And then wrapping a job around that. So that's kind of what we're talking about. And in this next video that I'm going to talk about on this channel, I want to dive into another really, really cool video that I found. And I believe he's a doctor in the UK that decided for 30 days that he was going to flip his diet from 80% whole foods and 20% processed foods to 80% processed foods and only 20% whole food for a month and see what the difference is. So we're going to jump into that video next. I hope you enjoyed this one. Check out that reversing type 2 diabetes video that I posted in the description below. Super cool information. It's just great to continue that knowledge. The more you know, the more power you have. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.